What's going on? So I was recently disturbed. I was seeing that Jill Scott, the R&B artist and all-around entertainer, said that she went on a tour getaway of a plantation that they're offering these getaways. And I thought, are you for real? Like, but there are people who actually want to go to plantations and they're seen as some vacation resort. I'm like, no, they're not. If you're taking down these statues and eradicating them and burning, destroying them, you need to do that with these plantations too. They have no place. And what should happen is the money that is generated from destroying them should go to the who were families were taken in. That's part of reparations. That should go towards reparations right there. What is the purpose of having plantation and property and using it as a tourist getaway? What kind of sicko does that sort of thing? That's like a haunted house, and you know the house is haunted, and you say, well, let's go in there and see what happens, and you get all scared and freaked out. You don't need that. But this is even scarier because there are people who are profiting off of it, and a lot of them are white who own these buildings, and they're trying to say the rich legacy. See, that's the mental sickness of white privilege, and why there's no vaccine or mask or any cures for it, because this is the kind of sick behavior that has been allowed to infiltrate for centuries and decades on end. Who is glorifying a plantation being allowed to be kept up and seen as fashionable when people were sold as property, sexualized, pimped, murdered, everything you can think of, debased? Every type of law was used against black people to create those plantations. So who would call this a getaway? You know, what I guess what Alcatraz and Sing Sing ain't a getaway, Khartoum Bay. I mean, I'm thinking like, how is this a getaway? What is the purpose of this exactly? That's the social conditioning to pimp and manipulate and try to soften it. Is it part of history? Yes, it's an ugly part. Does it need to still remain? No. I think the descendants and the people attached their names to that properties should be all compensated, and those buildings should be destroyed piece by piece. They have no place to still be up to be ran. Who is exactly standing behind that? How evil can you be? Plantations are not a getaway. Going to Hawaii or the Bahamas or Virgin Islands or somewhere, that's a getaway. Going to a plantation is a scary way of a reminder of a not so distant past. I don't see any allure in going there. But I do see that people or descendants should be compensated and those buildings should be destroyed and taken down, just like those racist statues and other things that are prominent in these schools and other places around this country. You need to change it up and clean it up. That's my thoughts and takes about somehow plantations are seen as getaways. Shaking my head. Give me your thoughts, your takes at the like, subscribe, and the bell rings in the video. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for one another. And by all means, any way that they can keep reminding you of the past, they will.